Hey, what's good? When this is at 9 or 18 in the clutch, and we got a very interesting story that's developing right now in New Orleans as Brandon Ingram, he's seeking basically like a long-term contract extension worth $200 million plus, and the New Orleans Pelicans are looking at him like, nope, we're not doing that. And because the two sides cannot agree on the terms, basically they're trying to trade Brandon Ingram right now, and I find that really baffling and stupid on the Pelicans front office's part, because in my opinion, I believe Brandon Ingram, he should be the number one option for the New Orleans Pelicans moving forward. Because Brandon Ingram, he has been through thick and thin with the New Orleans Pelicans. He has kept his head down. He's played at an amazing level with their supposed number one star, Zion Williamson. He's been consistently either injured or he's been like in off the court storylines that we shouldn't get into. And there's just a lot of like questions on his commitment. Is he a real leader? Is he someone that you can put your trust in the franchise? Now, granted, yes, Zion Williamson, to be fair, he did play 70 games this past season, which is very impressive, and he did play more games than Brandon Ingram. I will give him that. However, that's just one season. Over the course of Zion's career, he has not been showing that he's been someone you can rely on. They had to put so many clauses and incentives just for him to finally show up. And it really bothers me because, like, for someone as talented and gifted as Zion Williamson, who was, at the time, he was compared to LeBron James in terms of his talent and his hype, basically like Victor Wembanyama hype before Victor Wembanyama. And looking at this and seeing how his career panned out, I mean, it's just, there's a lot of missing potential. There's a lot of like things that we can see a lot better in Zion that he's just not giving the effort. He basically reminds me more of like a celebrity than he does a basketball player, very similar to Ben Simmons in that aspect. Not as deep or bad as him, but like there's a lot of elements that are very similar to his character. However, Brandon Ingram, he's been someone that he's been through the tough times, and he's been like consistently there for the New Orleans Pelicans, and also helped led the Pelicans to an 8th seed, making the playoffs. Obviously, they got bounced out of the first round by the OKC Thunder because Thunder are more talented. However, the Pelicans have been able to address that situation by getting Dejounte Murray. And seeing that, the Pelicans are showing that they are serious. They want to be perennial playoff contenders for years to come. And I'm looking at this and I'm seeing like, okay, Zion's finally playing really well. My guy, Brandon Ingram, he's been there for many years and he has shown like his consistency throughout all these years for us in New Orleans. I would reward him. And with Zion's like value being so high right now, I would take Zion, take his 8 plates of beignets, and then ship him out to a contender and like get as many assets as possible. Because I'm thinking to myself like, okay, we got Dejounte Murray, an established point guard, an all-star point guard. He can be able to help out the team on defense and give him a good system around him. Brandon Ingram, he's a guy I can depend on. He's someone I can trust. But Zion, one season, okay, he may be good, but let's try to extract as much value in him, because who knows, maybe all of a sudden next season, and it's a strong possibility, he may get injured again, or he may get in some other off-court drama. And as a general manager or an owner, I'm looking at him and I'm like, I can't fully trust in him. So I'll take advantage now. This experiment has not worked. He's shown he does not want to play for us. So let's get as many either all-star caliber players or complementary pieces for Dejounte Murray and Brandon Ingram to maximize his team. Because if we look at the formula between the Denver Nuggets and the Boston Celtics, they had their 2 stars. Denver, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, and then for Boston, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they've gotten as many pieces around to complement those 2 stars and have won championships and have done it in a dominating fashion. Well, I'm going to go all in with Dejounte Murray because we just traded for him, get Brandon Ingram, someone who I can consistently trust, and then build around those guys. And then if I'm going to get like 5 first-round picks out of Zion, or maybe 2 or 3 like really good role players out of this, I will do it. Because I can't have somebody that like he'll be good one season, then be injured the next 2 seasons, then have another all-star caliber season. It's just not going to work. And I know the Pelicans, they want to be relevant. They want to grow as an organization and be championship threats down the line, because we're seeing many teams like like Orlando, like Cleveland, Oklahoma City, for example. These guys, they're young teams, and they're able to like rise up and just steamroll expectations. And then the Pelicans are looking at this and they're like, we can do this ourselves. Like, we have the ability, but I need everybody to be all in. And if my supposed number one player is not all in, if he's got other priorities, then let's go get someone that's going to fit into our culture, to our system, to our long-term plan, and let's go win this championship. That's what I think the New Orleans Pelicans should do. But unfortunately, if they're going to trade Brandon Ingram to a different contender, I believe they're going to be held back, and they're really banking on Zion Williamson being healthy and seriously being committed to this team, which is a very high-risk, high-reward situation. So with that being said, I mean, Brandon Ingram, I mean, he's the more better option, maybe not as naturally gifted or talented as Zion, but he's able to provide more for the team, and he's a better leader. And I feel teammates respect him more because of that compared to Zion, who basically does what he feels like, or it takes a million things thrown at him to be able to finally get his head locked in. So that's something that really bothers me. But overall, let's see what happens. I mean, Brandon Ingram, I mean, he's an amazing player, like statistically, as he averaged 20.8 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, 5.7 assists, 0.8 steals, 0.6 blocks, shooting 49.2% from the field, especially as a forward. That's really impressive right there. 35.5% from three-point range while having 2.5 turnovers. Any team would love to have someone like that. Someone who's consistent, someone who does not cause a lot of trouble off the court, someone who is able to just be a hooper, basically. He's basically like a mini KD in a lot of people's eyes. And I'm sure plenty of contenders would love to have him. For example, I know the Pacers would love to get him. I know Miami would like to have him. Even the Spurs, I mean, they got a lot of money too. So like in cap space, I mean, there's a lot of teams out there that would definitely love to have Brandon Ingram. And the Pelicans like trying to look to trade him. I believe that's a dumb decision. I believe it's the wrong guy they're trying to trade. I would trade Zion, get him while his value is extremely high. Okay, because we don't know what's going to happen with the future with him. Is he going to be consistent? Is he going to be reliable? I do not know, and I know the Pelicans do not know either. So I would go the different route and be able to get more pieces to complement Dejounte Murray and Brandon Ingram. That's just my opinion. However, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But let me know what you guys think down below. Pelicans fans, what do you guys think? Would you like to pay Brandon Ingram, or you guys are not planning to pay Brandon Ingram? Do you want to trade him? And if so, where would he fit in best? I'd love to hear you guys out in the comment section down below. And thank you all so much for your time. I certainly love and appreciate every single last one of y'all. God bless you all. Please like and subscribe to this channel. It certainly means a lot to me. And talk soon.